Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
Well, hello everyone. I hope y'all are having a great day today. We're going to talk today about Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6 episode 7. That's the newest episode. Let's get right into it. The name of this episode is My Shereé Amour. So we begin this episode with Martell going over to a space where he's going to have a party because he's going to be the cover of Upscale Magazine. So he's really excited about that. And he looks over at the place to see how everything's going to look. He then picks up the phone and calls his so-called girlfriend, Shereé Whitfield. She's going to be at the party. Then moving along to Melody. She's at home. She invited Keke, Tiffany, and Miss Nail. Tiffany is not too happy because she didn't know that Keke was going to be there, and she's just gonna fake it till she makes it. I will give some props to Mel for making a great meal, like a true Southern belle. But they began talking, and Melody brings up what happened with Keke and Tiffany at the tea party. Keke says that she's usually not like that, and she says that she's not going to lash out anymore. And once again, Keke clarifies that the "I know who my father is" was not meant to be a dig at all. She apologizes if that's how she took it once again, and Tiffany accepts it, and it looks good. Then moving along, oh, and by the way, that is all we see of Melody in this episode. Moving along to Latisha Scott, she meets up with Kimmi and Stormi for dinner. Tisha looks very happy. She's laughing, she's smiling. They talk about the tea party, but then Tisha has something to say. She says that she finds it very hypocritical of Tiffany because you remember, Tiffany initially said when they were at that spa day or whatever that she doesn't like what Keke said about Tasha because that was her cousin and how could she, blah, blah, blah. But Tisha just found a tweet that Tiffany liked or she wrote or something of her saying that she was glad Keke was going in on Tisha. And then, to add more fuel to the fire, Stormi snitches something that Tiffany said to her about Tisha. Like that her man controlled her or whatever. So now Tisha is getting even more upset. Then it's finally day for Martell's party. People are arriving, everyone is arriving, and they're, just catching up. Then Keke sits next to Stormi and Tiffany. And then Stormi, you guys, Stormi's actually very messy. She stirs the pot and she brings up this tweet or this message or whatever that Tiffany was saying that she loved that Keke was going in on Tisha. And they're talking about it, but there is some confusion on what really happened. So then messy Stormi gets up to go get Tisha and brings her into the conversation. So now they're kind of ganging up on Tiffany. And I do get their argument though. They're trying to say, if Tiffany, like, how could you act? This is to Tiffany. How could you act like what Keke did to Tisha was so bad, yet here you were like for it? But this was 2 years ago, so it's not really that big of a deal. But what is a big deal to Tisha is what Stormi said that Tiffany said to her. So Tisha brings it up and she says, like, what's your problem with me and my business? And Tiffany says, I don't have a problem, but how are you going to be the major owner of your company and be kicked out of your own office? So since Keke doesn't like Tiffany, she starts trying to defend Tisha and goes in even harder on Tiffany, calling her a cuckoo bird, and she gets really mad. So Tisha has to remove herself and Keke. Then, you guys, we get Miss Spring, Summer, or September She by Shereé. She looked amazing, I will say that. And she arrives, everybody's happy to see her, they all greet her. Some, like Maurice and Kimmi, do notice that Martell and Shereé aren't really that close to each other. So maybe it's a business arrangement, Kimmi says. But then Martell goes and gives his speech and thanks and then unveils the cover of the magazine. To be honest, he kind of looked a little weird. It looked like a little bit photoshopped. And after that, man, poor Shereé. Martell left her stranded. He went around doing his own thing and she didn't know what to do. I kind of feel bad for her. She was just like standing and looking around. So Tiffany notices this and she grabs Shereé to go talk. She then begins to kind of interrogate her and saying if she has met Mel. Shereé says no, she hasn't met her in that capacity, but when Shereé did a book signing, Mel was there and they took a picture, but they haven't officially met. Then the conversation starts to get a little tensious, and I get Tiffany's coming as Mel's friend, but she says to Shereé, "Do you think Martell still loves her?" And Mel still loves Mel, and Shereé says, "No, I don't think so." So then Tiffany, well, she starts to say, well, when Kimmi had a party, Martell cared a lot about Melody. He went around her and asking if she wanted him to go with her to the parking lot or whatever. And Shereé says, well, yeah, he should care about her. I mean, he built a life with her and he has kids. I would want him to care for her. And then Tiffany says, well, how do you feel about Martell having his cheating history? To which Shereé says, well, you know what? I've seen your show and you've cheated too. Everyone has a past. And then, I don't know, Tiffany got a little vulgar. She says to Shereé, so do you think you busting that pee good and dropping it like it's hot enough for him not to go cheat anymore? And it was just question after question. But here's the thing about Shereé. Say what you will about her. She is an OG on reality TV, so she knows how to be in an argument, how to fight. But then in her confessional, Tiffany does say, oh, I guess Martell wanted someone that was closer in age to his mom. I thought that was pretty mean. But then it's the day after the party and it's the final scene of the episode. Shereé goes over to Martell's house. He's kind of studying for his exam. Unfortunately, I see no real chemistry between them. But Shereé fills him in on what happened with Tiffany. He clarifies that he does not love Mel, which I think he's lying. And then Shereé says, is it true that you were chasing her around when y'all were at Kimmi's party? And he says, no, I'm just that type of guy who's going to care about the mother of my kids. But yeah, Shereé says that the conversation with her and Tiffany was very contentious. And when she tells Martell what Tiffany said about the pee being good, Martell says that he cannot believe Tiffany said that. And then even Shereé kind of jokes and says, damn, like, are these supposed to be your friends? Because they were a little bit too harsh. But again, like I said, no real chemistry. I mean, if I was in a show with my girlfriend, I'd probably be, hugging her, cuddling her, grabbing her hand, something. But I kind of feel bad for Shereé. I hope she's not taking this seriously because he clearly is not. But as far as this episode, you guys, that's what we got. Pretty good. I like seeing Shereé here. I liked what happened with Tiffany and Keke and them. Is starting to get a little bit messy. So I think Tiffany's definitely going to be a little bit of a problem this season because next week she's also going to get into another argument. So we'll see how that plays out. As far as this episode, you guys, what were your thoughts? What did you think about Tiffany questioning Shereé? What did you think about Tiffany, Keke, and Tisha, and all of that mess? So let me know all your thoughts in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You'll have a great one. Bye.